Hello Galactic family. It is the now to remember that you are the creators of your reality. It is the now to release all victimization, self-pity, competition, and all your power over any person, place, or thing. 2017 is the year in which you volunteer to remember yourself, or miss the bus. Some do not even know there is a bus, and others would not take that bus, even if it stopped, opened the door, and waited for them. 2017 is a year of decisions. Once you realize how much power of manifestation you have within this frequency of reality, you will need to grow very quickly in order to face and fulfill your huge responsibilities. The 3D is no longer a trial run into the experience of physical manifestation. The 3D is becoming the one in which you remembered who, what and where you used to be. 2017 is the year of remembering yourself. It is the year in which you have the opportunity to remember how to be who you are. It is also the year in which you must find the courage to be who you are. In other words, 2017 is the year in which you finally give yourselves permission to love yourselves unconditionally. Before this now, love was still tainted with the conditions of polarity and separation. 2017 is the year in which you will begin to remember that you are here now. In other words, 2017 is the year in which you will move into the ever-present now of the fifth dimension and beyond. What does the ever-present now mean? You likely don't know. 2017 is the year in which you will remember the now. 2017 is the year to remember light language. The perception of light language begins by remembering your innate ability to perceive energy fields. Please remember that all reality is actually patterns of energy that temporarily interact to create the now of every given moment. These patterns of energy are multidimensional. Some of these patterns are first created within the third dimension and may or may not make their way up into the higher frequencies of reality. On the other hand, some of these energy patterns are ascending, which means that the energy seems to have arisen from the third dimensional physical world and then climbed or flowed into the higher dimensions of reality. These ascending patterns of energy connect with the descending energy patterns that arise in the highest frequencies of reality and have found their way into the physical reality. When an ascending energy pattern meets a descending energy pattern, something very special occurs. The ascending pattern merges with the descending pattern to create a two-way circuitry, like an escalator in a store, where humanity can choose to go up the escalator and simultaneously observe the energy patterns going down the escalator. This point of perceptions also works in reverse, in that the energy patterns going down the escalator can observe the energy patterns going up the escalator. When the ascending and descending patterns interact, the time that it takes to go up or down transmute into the now of simultaneously descending and ascending. It is the simultaneous intermingling of the ascending and descending energy fields that short-circuit your customary perception of reality. Before you fooled your 3D brain by simultaneously perceiving opposite realities, you could only perceive your third-dimensional time-space reality. Or, you could meditate and close your eyes to perceive the new, higher dimensional energy fields that are assisting you to expand your consciousness. It is the blending of the ascending and descending energy fields, the simultaneous perceptions of the third-dimensional and multidimensional perceptions of reality, that expand your perceptions into the fifth-dimensional energy field of the here-now. Remember that time and space are illusions of the third dimension. These illusions are based on your state of consciousness, and on what you are doing while you are experiencing your third-dimensional perception. Since your third-dimensional perceptions are based on time and space, they will appear to be outside of you in space, and they will seem to only exist in your perceptual field for a certain amount of time. On the other hand, there are many fifth-dimensional, timeless events, which are, and have been, occurring within the now, of which you are unaware. You are unaware of that now because your conscious perceptions are locked in third-fourth-dimensional time. It is only via your fifth-dimensional, sensory perceptions that you can perceive a timeless event that infinitely exists. However, you may suddenly catch a glimpse of the fifth dimension with your third-fourth-dimensional sensor perceptors, which you will likely identify as a brief experience. Therefore, it is not that you are just now perceiving the waves of higher light coming into the atmosphere of Gaia, but it is that you are just now remembering that you had a fifth-dimensional perception. Time-bound, third-dimensional perceptions are easily stored in your third-dimensional brain. But it will take a return to your higher dimensional consciousness before your 5D timeless perception can finally come online with the circuitry of your primarily third-dimensional brain. Since 97% of your brain was always there, but offline to your 3D consciousness, the 3% of your brain and DNA that was activated was only able to perceive third-dimensional energy fields. What you are now beginning to perceive as fifth-dimensional New Earth, was always a frequency of Gaia, just as your unseen, fifth-dimensional light body was always a frequency of your human Earth vessel. Within this now, more of you are expanding your daily consciousness to encompass fifth-dimensional perceptions. It is for this reason, that there are more and more reports of fifth-dimensional starships, as well as other fifth-dimensional perceptions. The reason why the term awakening is so often associated with the term ascension is because you were always and innately a fifth-dimensional light body and Gaia was always and innately a fifth-dimensional light planet. Just as your oven may go up to 500 degrees, but you never used that intensity of heat, your body and your planet always had a fifth-dimensional dial, but only the ascended masters learned how to use it. However, as the fifth-dimensional and beyond light is entering your crown chakra, it is activating the memory of your fifth-dimensional desires and perceptions. Then, as the higher light settles into the third ventricle of your brain, it calls for all the unconscious information that you stored in the energy field of your body to travel down into the core of Gaia to be fully grounded. Once that higher light is fully grounded, it can return into your first chakra and travel up your spinal column, chakra by chakra, to merge with the ongoing energy fields that are constantly flowing into your crown chakra. Then, when your third-dimensional body is fully grounded in the core of Gaia, and all the higher dimensional translation devices that are stored in each of your chakras are activated, your fifth-dimensional light body self will begin to awaken within your third-fourth-dimensional Earth vessel. Within that now you will become an open portal for the higher light that you are allowing to flow through your vessel and into the core of Gaia to be grounded. Once that higher dimensional frequency light is grounded, it will turn on your ability to understand and to project the light messages out into your reality. As more and more human portals ground and project the light messages of the higher frequencies of light into your reality, the baseline state of consciousness will raise for all humanity who are ready to accept it. Unfortunately, there are still many humans who are unable to accept the higher light messages because they are unable to release their addiction to the third-dimensional, and/or they have not yet completed Gaia's third-dimensional lessons. Energy out equals energy back and/or transmuting separation into unity. Therefore, we call on all of our ascending ones to assist those who have not yet been able to perceive and accept the messages of the higher light. Not only would you be assisting a fellow human, you would also greatly assist Gaia. Please remember the third-dimensional lessons of the illusion of separation, the choice of power over others versus power within, and the lesson of recognizing and transmuting third-dimensional illusions into fifth-dimensional truths. Time is also an illusion of the third dimension, as well as power over others. In fact, power over does not exist in the fifth dimension, which is transmuted into power within. Once one feels their own power within, there is no desire or intention to have power over others. Power over others is one of the many third-dimensional distortions of a fifth-dimensional concept. When you first begin to read, you could easily miss the meaning of the whole story because you became involved in learning how to read each word. In the same manner, when you first begin to perceive the fifth-dimensional frequencies of reality, you may only be able to focus on one component of your entire experience. When you learn to walk and talk, you did so one step, and one word, at a time. Hence, as you leave time to experience the flow of fifth-dimensional communications, it may feel overwhelming. Therefore, step by step allows you to firmly ground your experiences as you go along. Perhaps you feel safe swimming in a small pool, but swimming a huge ocean is too threatening. Therefore, just as you stay in the shallows of the ocean until you feel more confident, you will stay on the threshold of the fifth dimension until you feel more confident. Your initial experiences of fifth-dimensional reality are best left to your imagination. Your third-dimensional thinking has no words to express your fifth-dimensional experiences. Hence, accept that you can share your experience by sharing the thoughts and emotions that flowed through you while you were within that experience. Your innate, fifth-dimensional language is not separated into separate words, or even separate concepts. In fact, fifth-dimensional communication merges into your being like a lovely picture or memory. You will experience that communication more like communing. Hence, we, your galactic family, wish to show you a picture that our channel received as a picture, drew as a picture, then last summer, she was instructed to place a short sentence to assist her to remember how to read the picture. We invite you to read what the picture says to you in the comments section of this blog. In this manner you can practice your light language. You may, or may not, receive the same message that is written on the picture. From time to time, one page at a time, Suzu will put up the pictures in the order in which she illustrated it. At the bottom of each picture are the words that she heard from the picture. We ask that each of you put your words that you hear in the comments section of the blog. In this manner, you can all see and understand how each of you is creating your own story that speaks to you on each page. All of your individual stories will be in the same comments section so that you can read your collective experience of each picture. Please remember that every communication, in which a person shares their perception of that picture, is a reminder that you all see the same reality through a different perspective. The merging of those separate perspectives prepares you all for the deep unity consciousness of the fifth-dimensional frequency of reality. I decided to turn my perception around to perceive reality from a new perspective. We would love you to participate in this exercise by writing what this picture says to you in the comments section. Remember, there is no right or wrong perception. There is your perception. As we all remember to trust our new incoming fifth-dimensional perceptions, we can share them with others. We are entering a new frequency of reality with a new manner of communication. Each of us will see this new frequency of reality in our own way. Thus, much as we need to learn a new language when we move to a different country, we will need to learn a new language, which is a collective imagistic language, as we move into a new dimension. Who will teach us this language? Our own higher self,